What's up, guys? Welcome back to the next episode of Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross Beginner's Guide. This is episode 4. We're going to be talking about hero equipment. First of all, you get 9 different types of equipment. You get your attack from chapter 1, defense chapter 2, HP chapter 3, crit rate chapter 4, crit resistance chapter 5, recovery is chapter 6. Then you get crit damage, crit defense, and lifesteal. That all comes from PvP. I want to show you guys quickly just 2 tips of how to search for gear quicker. First one, click on your battle button, go over here to your equipment. This will allow you to search for any gear that you're missing. So basically, well, not that you're missing, that you want. So if you want an attack type or a defense type or bracer or a necklace, click on it. It takes you through to there. Just one thing with regards to your SSR gear, you need to have 5 hearts on your towns in order to obtain SSR gear, otherwise you can't get it. But just on that note, you do not need to have 100% on your town, you just need the 5 hearts and then you'll get your SSR gear. Another way of attaining equipment is through your equipment draw. You get 1 free every day, and you also get keys from random events. Then another way to get some PvP items is through your once a week. They give you these chests. Depending on where you finish, depending on how many amounts you'll get of those chests. You get the PvP equipment in there, and then you can also get the PvP equipment in the shop. That in Faisal's PvP arena. Okay, then going from there, I want to show you guys, or speak to you guys about salvaging equipment. You can keep all your SSR equipment. Do not keep your gold, your SR equipment. That's a waste of resources. It's not worth your time. Keep all your R equipment, but get rid of your uncommon and your common gear equipment. You don't need that. So it's just your SSR and your R equipment that you'll be keeping. Let's go back to the Heroes tab, and then we are going to discuss the 3 different methods that people use when equipping their gear. So the first method that I started off with and that I was told about was equipping your full set of R gear equipment to your heroes. You get, what I'd recommend is you do this to your 4 beginner heroes that you're going to start building, that you're going to run through the story mode with and do a few of the other dungeons and everything. You're going to do 3 sets of attack and 1 set of energy, of health, HP, so for a support, so that they have survivability. The other 3 are going to be on attack, and then all of them will have a 2 sets of defense on them, as you can see over here. That is the one way of doing it. The reason being is your SSR gear costs a lot of resources to build, and it's not in the beginning of the game. You don't have that many resources, especially anvils. So, and diamonds, you want to use it to summon. So basically, just get the R gear up and running, get 3 sets of that, and then that'll help you progress. And then on the sideline, you build 1 or 2 sets of SSR gear. And once that's built up, then you exchange it for your R gear, get rid of that, and then you'll be able to spread it out as it goes on. That's the one method of doing it. The next method is on the left hand side, you put 3 SSR gears, and then in the beginning of when the game initially came out, it was everybody said put uncommon or common gear on the right hand side because it's less resources. I'd recommend that if you are going to go this route, rather just put rare gear there as well, because the amount of resources, it's not that much, it's just a bit of gold, so it's not like anything drastic like anvils or diamonds. So stick to the SSR and then the R gear, and then eventually you'll sub your R gear out for your SSR. I know a lot of people say the right hand side is not worth it because you don't get that much value for stats, but if you look at an R equipment compared to an SSR, you get basically double the stats. And towards the end game towards end game, this makes a big difference. So like 1 HP can be the difference between winning and losing a battle. So everything eventually does go over to SSR. That's the second method of going about it. And then the final method is also like a pay to win method, where you just put everything SSR and you just go straight from the bat and you build your SSR teams up slowly. So that's basically the three strategies that people look into. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was enhancing and awakening your gear. There is enhancing your gear is increasing your main stat and taking it up to +5. The best way to do this is to click your consecutive enhance on. This allows you to choose whether you want to do it up to +5, so +5 is straight away, and it must just keep going until it gets there. And then you must also just click the use the gauge. As I've explained in my previous videos, everything in this game basically has a gauge that allows you to guarantees you to get the item that you are after. It's not like other games where it's multiple, you'll just keep using millions of resources hoping for the next tick in the stat. Whereas this one, it's got a certain limit that you are guaranteed to get it. So this will keep building up, and it'll keep using this, so it'll increase the chance with every roll. And if by chance that this builds up and it doesn't get used in the time period that you're busy trying to upgrade this equipment, you can take that percentage with you to the next equipment that you're busy building up, which is really, really awesome. Then you can just over here at the bottom put it on to take it to the numbers. Basically are to tell it to go to +1, 2, 3, or 5. If you, however, are a bit constrained for time, or you don't want to waste too much time on this run and you just want to see how long it'll take to upgrade, if you click the consecutive enhance 10 times, it'll only do it 10 times. So if it fails all 10 times, it stops. And you're going to use your enhanced material stones, which you should have a bajillion of. As you can see, I've nearly got 2k, and I can guarantee you that's not even like a lot compared to some people. This is how you'll do your enhancing. This increases your main stats. Then you get your awakening, which is going to increase your substats. You use your awakening stones and gold for this, and this is where the SSR gear becomes a challenge for people, because you need 5-star awakening stones. They're not that easy to come by. Plus you're going to be using when you need to okay, I'm jumping the gun a bit, but which we're going to be discussing now, as you can see, we got the extra substat. So now if you wanted to change your substats, which you can do, you see you can use gold or anvils, whereas with your SSR you're using diamonds or anvils, and nobody wants to use diamonds because we all want them heroes. Whereas anvils, they're not that easy to come by, so it's really not it's not advisable to upgrade things that you don't want. Another thing to point out is when you do get your SSR gear, your main stat over here, as you can see, it says 1,800 to 2,400. Your mine's sitting on 2017. That's in the middle. That's still not exactly good enough to take it all the way up to max if it was an SSR gear. You want something as close to that high number as possible. Then only do you start awakening it. So if you get an SSR gear with 1,800 HP, you just take it to +5, you do not awaken it until you get one that is actually high enough gear. And you'd be looking for something between 2,350 to 2,400 in order to, and then you start awakening it, and then you start playing with the substats. Another thing with regards to changing the substats, like a very quick and easy tip to do, you get to choose which substat you want. So you can choose the substat that you want, at what percentage it must stop. So I'd always recommend go as high as possible. Try for like a 2.8, 2.7 minimum. Just like, or you can go 2.5, but like the higher the better. I mean, you're re-rolling, you're using money. If you've got enough, try and get it there. I mean, you can even try go for max. This tells you what resource it must use. So always, when it comes to your R equipment, never use anvils. Never ever use anvils on it. Just use your gold. And at the bottom, this tells you how many times how many times it must run it before it must stop if it doesn't get your desired results. And that's basically it for ruining gears, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.